Hi everyone, my name is Ahmed and this is the second episode of Hammer and Smith podcast. And today we have our guest with us. But before I introduce him and start with our discussion, I just want to thank everybody for watching the first episode and giving us a lot of comments about how we need to improve this. Secondly, I think in the first episode I mentioned that we're just focusing this as a cell phone content, but we have made a YouTube channel because it turns out that a lot of people watch it on computer as well. So now we're making it in a landscape format so that it can be consumed both on cell phone and on the computer as well, or maybe on the iPad. Okay, now without wasting time, I'm going to introduce my guest. I have here with me Hamza Sadiq. He has been working with us for quite some time, and not just with us, but as somebody who's working with a lot of leather brands in Pakistan. So Hamza is basically a leather crafter and a costume and prop designer and maker. So instead of me telling you what he is and what he does and what his journey has been, I'm just going to jump into asking some of the questions that I've written. So Hamza, you need to introduce yourself first.
Okay, my name is Hamza Sadiq. I'm 24 years old. I am a film student graduate. I am a leather crafter, prop maker, costume designer. All these three things that I do as a profession right now had started as a hobby, and I also do some shoots here and there, assistant director, where if the opportunity arises and it fits with my time schedules.
Okay, so basically you're not just doing leather crafting, but you're also making costumes and props.
Yes.
Okay, so as far as I know I've known you for like 3 years now, 3-4 years. We did some work.
Around 2 years.
Yeah, we did wallet making workshops, and then you guys were using this space as doing some other project for one of our other friends. So I know that he's very skilled when it comes to actually doing leather work.
Yes.
I haven't seen much of his costume and prop designing work, but as far as leather is concerned, this is the guy. So, I mean, the reason I'm doing this podcast is that I just want to introduce my crafters, the people who work with me, like as instructor at Hammer and Smith, because they also do their own works as well. So I just want to introduce all of them, and the idea is to transfer this knowledge that all of you guys have to people who want to do the same type of work. So I would ask you, what has been your journey so far in becoming this leather crafter and costume and prop designer?
So basically, I started making props and costumes back in 2017.
Okay.
Although I've been going to conventions since 2015.
Right.
I made a small little costume piece just for my fingers and then stopped doing that. Helped my friends here and there, attended conventions, saw costume makers, prop makers.
Yeah.
But in 2017, I was like, finally, I want to make the costume. I love the DC comic character The Flash.
Okay.
And it just was coming out, and I wanted to do that cosplay.
Right.
So I bought some materials, eBay foam, scoured around Southern Market and all that.
Okay.
Get some materials, started crafting them. Went on YouTube, searched tutorials, searched what materials are needed, and then went around Karachi asking different people, "Ye kahan se milega, wo kahan se milega?"
Right.
And then inevitably found some people that had the materials.
So
and all
you
that.
started as a costume maker first, then leather crafter.
Basically,
how did leather crafting come into it?
I love crafting. I love exploring different materials. That stemmed from originally EVA foam, which I started making my costumes out of.
Right.
But slowly and gradually, I wanted to make interested in woodworking. Did a bit of that, cutting wood by hand and all that. Then in 2020, I had a bit of a back problem. So.
Right.
As you know, most men carry their wallets in their back pocket, and my doctor told me not to do that. I was like, okay, I need a new wallet.
Yeah.
How about I love crafting, so how about I go to the leather market, grab some scrap pieces of leather, and then make a wallet of my own. Yeah. I saw tutorial on YouTube. Some people made pricking iron that is used to make stitching holes in the leather using a fork. So I was like, okay, I'll mash that fork down flat and then sharpen it with a file. Went to the leather market in Juna Bazaar, Karachi. Found some scrap leather and found one of our common friends there by chance.
Okay.
I had no idea back then.
That's how you met him. That common friend, by the way, is also somebody who's helping leather industry quite a lot. So we'll bring him on this podcast as well. Anyway, so you started making leather products with
just
your
as a
own
hobby,
wallet.
just as a I wanted.
That's
to make
how I
something
started as
started,
well.
yeah.
Like somebody like I before this iPad, I have another one, and when somebody actually, it was a gift to me, so and I needed a cover for it.
Yeah.
So I made one myself. This cover right now here, this one is the first product
Nice.
that we made. Anyway, so that has been your journey. So
yeah,
you started
so it started like that.
Started like that.
I made a small little wallet and then got
So
into
what
this
are you
one.
doing now? Fast forward how many years?
Three and a half years.
3.5 years. So what are you doing right now? What are
So
the
right
products you're
now,
doing
I regarding leather, I am a leather designer. I'm designing modules and for different workshops and brands and boxes, DIY stuff. I'm an instructor at Hammerandsmith occasionally when workshops are being organized. I'm a prop and costume designer. I make props for some advertisements as well, like for example, throwing knives, all safe, that are safe for production and no one gets hurt. Yeah. Wooden materials so that no one gets hurt. Props and costume for collectors, for enthusiasts that want to do cosplay or something. And also getting into the international market as well, sending out props to UK, US, and the Western world.
So that's how you're involved. That's what you're doing right now.
Yeah,
exactly. So you're fully engaged with leather crafting and prop making.
Yeah.
Okay.
These two basically started as a hobby, but your passion becomes the driving force for your future. Alhamdulillah, I have found people like you, like Junaid bhai, and a lot of people in the costume and clothing that were willing to help to find materials, because finding materials is very difficult.
Is a problem. So my next question is related to that. Okay, so this is what I want to ask anybody who comes on the show. 3 things that helped you in your journey and 3 hurdles that you faced in becoming a leather crafter and a costume designer.
Okay, so 3 things that helped me. Number one,
just quickly tell me 1, 2, 3.
The people that were willing to help, that knew a bit of the knowledge here and there.
About the material.
With the materials, where to get it. Like people like you who have the materials here and know where to procure them from. People like Junaid bhai who told me to go to this market to get this wooden slicker edge bevelers and all that. And people, first of all, the people. Second is YouTube. You can learn anything on YouTube these days if you're willing to. You have to watch a lot of videos and spend hours researching that. But you can learn it. You don't have to go. I never went to a professional leatherworking or costume designing school or I just learned it all on my own. So that thing. Third is asking. I never felt, if I ask this person, I might, get rejected. Yes, some people were like, we don't know, we can't tell you, it's confidential. But there were people like you, like other people that actually helped me around, and I'm grateful to those people that. Otherwise, finding materials in Pakistan is very difficult. Getting different materials in the US and all that, you can just go on Amazon and buy a kit, and it'll come to you and you can start crafting. But here it's very difficult. So
basically, you kind of sort of told us all the things in. So
this is associated with the faults, the hurdles as well. Finding materials was hard.
So finding materials is hard. Getting good advice is hard. But what helped you was people. You found the right people. YouTube and actually asking questions. I think that's how most of the crafters they start. And if you're really passionate about what you're doing, only then you sort of overcome that. Otherwise, if you face like initial few difficulties, you kind of give up, because unlike other businesses, crafting business is very hands-on. It's the skill that you have to put in the product. So you really need to improve on yourself, the tools that you need, the materials that you need. And sometimes I feel that a lot of people think that they can do everything themselves. That's not possible.
That's not possible because you're one man.
Yeah, you need that support. You need people who can provide you with the tools, direct you to the right direction to buy materials. And then also help you in terms of finding customers and bringing you business. Okay, and the last question to all the guests that I'll put forward is that what advice will you give to somebody who wants to get into the same line of work that you are?
Okay, so don't be afraid to get into a new material. Leather or any crafting process isn't that difficult or dangerous as long as you take the right safety precautions, ask the right people, and feel free to contact me, feel free to contact Hammer and Smith. They'll help you out in any way they possibly can. That's the one biggest advice. Don't be afraid to ask. Okay, a lot of people are more willing to help you out, like fully. Like at least I can say for myself, if you ask me about crafting and cosplay making or prop making, I'll let you know whatever you need to know, where to get it, where to order it online, where some things that are not available in Pakistan that you have to get from AliExpress or China or something like that. I'll let you know the whole ordeal. I don't believe in gatekeeping at all.
Right.
I believe that Allah is the giver of all things. He will give me my business, whatever is needed. I am not gonna be taking a piece of by giving you the knowledge. I'm not gonna be taking a piece of chunk of my income and giving it to you. It's
what is meant for you.
What is meant for me will come.
So by helping others, it's not taking away.
It's actually more beneficial.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put Hamza's social media links in the description of this video, so you can contact him. And if you guys are interested in learning leathercraft, then you can also contact him or me. Absolutely. We are doing leather crafting classes here at Hammer and Smith every week. And now when I'm thinking about it, we can also work on maybe giving a costume designing or
I'm actually very interested in that as well.
So this was our second episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something from Hamza. I'm going to give his links in the description, so do follow him. Do follow us as well. And next week we're going to bring in another guest, and we'll try to bring more knowledge to you with regards to the field of design. So please follow us, subscribe to our channel, and do comment and let us know what we are doing right and what more do you want in these interviews. Thank you.
Thank you.